Hello everyone, I am Renown0 and we're back again talking again about some more Rippaverse Detractors. I just want to let everybody know, just as a quick reminder, that we will be doing a live stream at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this channel, talking about the drunken peasants who decided they wanted to be one of my haters after Air July wouldn't pay attention to them. You know, their whole notice me senpai type of attitude towards Air July, and once they decided that he didn't really give a crap, they decided to target me and do egregious things, like try to get me removed from Twitch. So I'm also going to be talking about some new video that came out from Nerdette's newsstand, since she wanted to respond to a video that Eric July had just recently put out. We're actually going to get into that video in just a little bit. But as always, do not interact, communicate, or post on anything or any social media or YouTube channel based around the people we'll be talking about today. Make sure to leave all your comments in the comment section down below, and we will have a discussion there. But first things first, of course, we have the Rippaverse store. You could still grab the comic. There seems the short box is still in stock. I'm sure there's probably about less than 200 of those left. There will only be 2,000 of those ever printed, and then they will be gone. Same thing with posters, same thing with some of these shirts. You can also get in your Rippaverse Comics hoodie pre-order as well. What I'm going to say right away, shout out to Blade Devil 2, just launching a couple days ago by Raging Golden Eagle and Toxic Man Baby. This campaign was launched, I'm pretty sure, with it being 90 to 95% complete. So from what I heard, it will be launched just shortly after the 60 days are up. So go ahead and back this, and if you'd like to get on board with the Blade Devil 1, you can get it as an add-on with this campaign, or you can go over to this campaign and pick it up, pick up a damaged copy if you like. That's just for reading purposes. You can go ahead and do that and get it for a lot cheaper. They're going to have multiple covers. They have currently a limited edition cover of the summer limited cover here. They've got some of the artwork presented here. Looks great. The story is great. I do appreciate the first book. It's very good. I highly recommend it. Comes with a foil cover in the first book. I'm sure the second one will be no different. Comes with 2 extra supplemental stories as well. You can see cover A right here being Ashiyara. That comes with the Ashiyara card. The second one of cover B being Luna, which is like the witch. Comes with a card. The Not Safe for Work cover of Luna comes with a card as well. You can get the limited summer wraparound cover, which will be, I'm pretty sure, like this will be the front. This will be the back, which is pretty cool. Comes with a barrel Shota card, and you get a rain card if you signed up for pre-launch and back any physical perk. So now we're going to move along to this video that was just recently put up by Air July, talking about what he is considered the heifer, and the person named Nerdette's newsstand who had a debate with Air July on tokenism and got absolutely decimated, wrecked on a live stream. Hasn't stopped talking about Air July ever since. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this video.
Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing good. We're wrapping up with fulfillment here for Ice Psalm number 2. Of course.
Which, by the way, I received my box today, my second box. That, of course, has my short box, my cover D, and a hat in there that I did get in on with the free coupon back when they had the coupon for the free hat. I will be posting photos of it on Twitter. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description. And I will probably be doing either a short or a short video of me assembling the short box.
Shout out to all the supporters, the customers. You guys are wonderful people. Today's video, we're going to talk about something that I spoke about before. And look, people that are new to me are we know that they get really confused when they stumble across these kind of obsessive haters that I have. It's a very unique thing. It's not to say that I'm the only person with haters, but there.
Oh yes, he has a lot of essentially haters and detractors, like actual fandom. Organized Chaos Bob, who did debate, saying that essentially Tyrone takes care of his kids. I think that was great. It was a funny debate where he claimed that Eric was saying pull up was a threat or something like that, because that's definitely not a threat at all. And the whole entire fandom initiative, you've got Nerdette's newsstand who won't stop talking about Eric ever since she got destroyed in the debate. You got Jalda, who's got destroyed in the debate, won't stop talking about him, or his wife for that matter, ever since he got called out with his garbage trademarked page that he said was essentially being passed around as being part of the comic, and he got called out for it and hasn't stopped talking about Eric ever since. And there's been plenty of others, including the drunken peasants who couldn't get any attention from Eric, so essentially they are, like I said, latched onto me for a little while. I'm guessing they're still latched on me because I'm here and around to revive their dead channel. And if you want to see a full rogues gallery, because that's essentially what Eric July has, he has essentially a full rogues gallery. You can check out this video down here, Detractors of Eric July, over on the Rippaverse Goalposts YouTube channel, and I will link it below in the description. Let's continue.
There is something uniquely obsessive and retarded, for lack of better terms.
It's not a lack of better terms. That is the perfect term for Eric July's detractors.
About mine. And yeah, you see that there's a lot of people that are very invested in my failure, very invested in our company's failure.
Essentially invested in people losing their livelihoods, and people that work for Rippaverse losing their livelihoods. Things of that nature, the kind of things that people essentially complain about when they say their livelihood is, being attacked, but when they're attacking Eric July and his employees' livelihoods, it's perfectly fine according to them.
That is not smart by any means, and you think that you know that by now, because after another successful campaign, multi-million dollars, by the way, back to back in a year, you lose again.
And they will always continue to lose.
Shout out to John De La Rose. He showed this. This is one of these heifers that we actually debated on this channel.
Absolutely a heifer.
Before she lost there, and ever since then she's kind of been feeling some kind of way, and now of course she's going back to knocking me again, which is very bizarre. I will say this, keep it up, heifer. If you do keep it up, I will be revealing some emails that you sent to me, and I'm not sure it is that you want that
I'm sure she doesn't want it public,
but this whole two-faced thing that you do for the...
Now the two-faced thing is what he's referring to, is the fact that she'll go back and forth saying, oh, I hate Eric July, and then she'll defend against Eric July, and then she'll hate Eric July, and go back and forth calling out people like Actual Phantom and Bob, and then she'll come back and say, oh yeah, well, going back to hating Eric again because I'm irrelevant and have no content. But then she wants to call people like me pathetic, who talks about Eric July in a positive way, because you gotta counteract the negative with some positive, considering I hate people who consistently lie about a content creator I like and about Rippaverse, and about a universe that I actually am invested in. It's actually very, very stupid, for lack of better terms, to say that people are simps and we're losers for liking stuff. We're losers for liking a new comic universe that's outside the mainstream, because the guy who created it doesn't go with your narrative and goes against the grain, and it doesn't have the same political talking points y'all have.
The sake of the audience is very, very corny. Nonetheless, she's not the only one. There's plenty of them that are invested in the failure of the Rippaverse and the failure of myself. Why do I think this is? I just think that with some people it's more ego, right? I think the
ego portion would be Buster Baxter.
Think that, or let's say this, they want to be the person that takes Eric July down.
That would be the people like the Fandom Initiative and Veto.
And it makes them even more frustrated. It has a way of making them more frustrated. As this thing happens, this person throws this at me, throws everything. And it just
that would be the Fandom Initiative weirdos.
Bounces right off the armor, if you will. And
that makes them very salty, that they throw all this crap at Eric July and he just laughs it off and keeps going, keeps making more money.
If I can offer a bit of advice to you guys that are like that, it's you don't have to be this obsessive about really anybody, but it's...
You really don't, but it seems like the people from the Fandom Initiative seem to be very obsessed with not only Eric July, but Nerdette, Geeks and Gamers, Brian Cannell, Critical Drinker, Mauler, etc., in that space, calling them chuds and bigots and ists and phobes and everything else that they're normally called, that doesn't really affect them at all, because their channels continue to grow and they continue to make money, while y'all continue to stay stagnant, as you do.
Especially the failure of myself, because you set yourself up for failure by doing.
They will always set themselves up for failure.
So, we got a lot of things going on. There's a lot of stuff I have up my sleeve with the future of the Rippaverse. We have legends that have been brought aboard. We know Chuck Dixon's Alpha Core is right around the corner. But
I'm very hyped and looking forward to that, and I really hope it does multi-million-dollar well, because it will really upset these fools, and I hope that comes with multiple covers. That would be awesome.
he's not the only one. There's a lot of projects that are going to be created out of this, that are being created, and there's going to be, this isn't, look, everything's not going to be $1 million campaign, but the fact that we've had 2 back-to-back like this that are not just $1 million, multi-million dollars. It's funny, you have people even trying to somehow say that was a failure, because I don't know, I guess number 2s in comic books are not supposed to do like what this one did. And shout out to the great Chuck Dixon, he brought this up, where this is better than, definitely for the size, better than basically any number 2 that's out there.
And that's pretty pathetic, honestly, for Marvel and DC.
Give or take, there are going to be some anomalies, if you will, but really, what we're doing right here is very unique. It's not supposed to happen, but it is. It shows the enthusiasm, the general enthusiasm for our audience. Okay.
Because that enthusiasm that apparently doesn't exist according to people like Jalda on Twitter. There's no enthusiasm, he says. There's no reviews. There's no positive reviews on YouTube, he says. I've got one on my channel. There's no positive reviews anywhere. There's plenty on Twitter. He's even got a video on his account showing said Twitter reviews. But yeah, it doesn't exist.
So my advice is just start dealing with that stuff. Just cope with it. Maybe
they're going to cope with it forever.
Silently. But if you do, continue this whole public hating of me, all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure, just like the people that now feel stupid when we went back to those old tweets of those people. Well, he couldn't do it again, or it wasn't, ISOM 2 will never come out since ISOM 1 did, and then it did, and then it was very successful, and yet now here we are again.
Yeah, you're just going to keep making people like me a lot of money off you detractor weirdos.
Now, for me, I'm focusing on, the way I see it, Rippaverse is just getting started. We haven't had a campaign where I'm really on the campaign trail while the campaign's going on. I'm tied up in the warehouse, and as some of you guys know, as we've announced, our company is growing. And
they're always looking for people, because, someone like Eric July is creating jobs for people. Unlike the people that are constantly complaining about him, he's out there creating jobs for people.
Now it's going to be, maybe even by Alpha Core, it looks like that's going to be the case, where we're going to be staffed enough to where I'm not having to be there. And when I'm not having to be there, that means I'm focusing on other things, like getting this stuff out there, more creative things, and that's what we want, right? And imagine how successful we're going to be as we continue, or as we're in a position to even do that. We haven't been for 2 campaigns.
Just imagine if he has a comic book every month come out. That would be crazy.
Right? And whoa, I almost forgot. With this whole lawsuit thing going on, and there's a lot of folks banking on that. Oh, he messed up. Oh, this is it. This is over. He should have did this. He should have did that. Again, we're still not in a position to get to discussing, but I will say this.
Of course not. The lawyers would tell him not to.
A lot of y'all that banked on that being the demise of the Rippaverse, or the character right there, you're going to be very angry, okay?
And I can't wait till they're very angry, and I'm going to cover all of it. It's going to be glorious.
Very angry. And again, it's you setting yourself up for failure.
And that's what they always do. They always set themselves up for failure. That's what they're going to continue to do to the end of time, I'm guessing.
You don't have to do that. You lose again, and you're going to keep losing. And just waiting for us to fail is a very bizarre thing, specifically for the creative guys. I expect...
It's exactly the weirdest thing, to be so concerned with someone else's failure rather than not seeing yourself, seeing how much of a failure you are, because you're focusing so much on someone else's failure that you're not realizing you're also being a failure while he's being successful. But that's enough context that I needed. I just want to get up to the point where he talks about the lawsuit, of course. We'll move over to here, Rippaverse Goalposts, which shows this, with a clown emoji. This originally came from a post that Nerdette came up with. Shout out to Nerdette, where he's basically saying, I'm feeling the need to calm things down a bit. It's getting a little crazy today on X Twitter. Hear me out. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Blue Beetle likes tacos. Hassan Piker's an accomplished capitalist. Man buns are gay. Pineapple and lemons on pizza and Starfield's woke. And this person just happens to respond by saying, and the Rippaverse can't come close to matching half the sales figures of a best-selling woke quote-unquote UK webcomic about two gay high schools. Well, I did a little digging because I wanted to talk about this today. Turns out, where is it? You can read the book for free. The comics can be read for free on Tapas, Webtoon, and Tumblr. You don't even have to actually buy a book to read this because it's a webcomic, so they put it out for free. However, they did put out a Kickstarter, which is right here. I show this right here. So they had two unsuccessful campaigns. One in December 28th, 2014. And another one just recently, well, a year ago, on August 1st, 2022. So two failed campaigns. I didn't really check on this one, but I did check on the other one. Heartstopper Volume 1. Made 58,925 euros. I think that's euros, right? Which comes up to a grand total of $73,557.43. So you mean to tell me that this doesn't come anywhere close to $3.7 million? No, this completely blows that number out of the water and you look like an idiot. To which I said, two failed Kickstarters, only grossing $73,000 in physical sales. The comic can be read for free online, and it did worse than Vito's Super Killer. Laugh my effing ass off. What a self-own. Complete and utter self-own. That's pathetic. That's a complete self-own. Oh, wow. Powerful stuff. Of course, we had to have, Buster Baxter here, who was just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to make fun of Eric's grammar because I have nothing else going on in my life. No big deal. Actual fandom, talking about how he has a clip going around, right? Going off on a phobe in my chat, basically telling him that he's going to do grape to all his family members, that his dad is going to enjoy it. It's very weird and bizarre because these are the type of things that they claim that Eric was doing by saying pull up as a threat. Meanwhile, this man's actually out here showing that he threatens people but doesn't want to own up to it because he's a big pussy. So, but the person that's great that covers all of this is, of course, Gray Puppet over on YouTube. And we'll go ahead and do it live where I will search for him. This is the person here that you should be subscribed to if you want to keep up on all the news with actual fandom and the fandom initiative, talking a bunch of noise and saying a bunch of crazy things. I'll leave a link to their channel in the description. Please go and subscribe to this guy. He's a great dude. I've had him on my stream I think I've had him on all three of my live streams. Maybe actually my second and third live stream, maybe my first live stream, but great dude. People seem to like his voice a lot. People seem to think he has a voice for radio and TV. So please go ahead and subscribe to one of our guys in here. But the people that I'll be talking about on Saturdays, of course, the Drunken Fats, or Drunken Peasants, excuse me. So, of course, seems like their last live stream they had, Boulder Boy, Boulder Matt, and Maya Jarbo. And of course, they happen to surround themselves by a bunch of idiots. They surround themselves with people like Riley, who wants to hold down and shave Eric, which he's banned off Twitter. And they surround themselves with people like Vito. So you can kind of get the gist of the kind of people they are. Like, I think I might not have brought it up, but they tried to mass flag me and take down my Twitch because they wanted to supposedly make fun of me or whatever. Because I can't really be made fun of using clips and things that are public. You can't really make fun of me when you have a completely dead channel that hasn't gained a sub in 4 years. And your views are not even that great. So, but yeah, we'll be talking about these guys and Nerdette's Newsstand on a live stream on Saturday. So I hope to see you all there. And I thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers. And if you're not subscribed, I noticed from my last video, according to my analytics, about 48% people that watch my video are not subscribed. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button. It makes it easier for you to find my videos, and you'll get notifications if you set the bell next to the subscribe button to all notifications. You'll get a notification every time, as long as YouTube sends them out. You'll get a notification whenever I post a video or a live stream. Like the video if you liked it. Comment below if you will. Comment below what you feel about all this. And I will see you all on the next one. Peace.